Alabama's already netted 3 big-time offensive line recruits. How many more could they take for that 2025 class? We're going to get into that and a couple targets, including one that's going to be in town this weekend visiting Tuscaloosa. How about Justus Terry? He's the number 2 linebacker in the country, just decommitted from USC. What's going on there? He's coming to Tuscaloosa, but everybody says he's going to be a Georgia Bulldog. We'll get into that as well. Are you concerned about Jalen Milroe's comments about Georgia, the quit in that championship game? I saw it too, but is that bulletin board material? All that and my good friend, Big Sexy Elmo, coming up right after this. Hey, guys, thanks for being part of the show. Make sure that you share with your friends as we build this channel. It's your channel, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with us on a daily basis. Let's get the show started. Oh, yeah. Roll Tide, everybody. There he is, Mr. Sexy Elmo, Big Sexy Elmo from WJLX, Brett Elmore and the Brett Elmore Show. My good buddy, I'm Mick Gillespie at Broadcaster Mick, and we talk to you guys every single morning. At least we try to. We did take Father's Day off. Did you miss us? Did you guys miss us then?
I missed everyone on Father's Day, and I like that. I like that bedroom. You haven't made your bed yet, I see. But,
I was just laying in it. I'm up here for the Rickwood game. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to honor Willie Mays. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's nice. So Mick does Birmingham. I can't wait to hear the stories on tomorrow's show.
All right. Well, anyway, that's that. We'll get into that, I guess, before we get off here. All right, let's get this thing started. You guys want to know about Bama. Offensive line, they have been working on this offensive line. 4-star Jackson Lloyd, he committed from Carmel, California this week. You had Mal Waltrip, the Alabama legacy. That was last week. Big Mike Carroll. I can't tell you how excited I am about Big Mike from Pennsylvania coming to Tuscaloosa. That gives you 3 offensive linemen in the class of 2025. So what's the game plan? I've heard some people say that it was going to be 4 offensive linemen, and then they were going to save a slot for the transfer portal. Okay, is that the case? Might be. Or now that you're really killing it in the offensive line category, do you go out there, maybe you take 5 guys, even though you weren't planning on it, and you build one of these offensive walls that Alabama's had in the past, right? And if that's the case, Brett, maybe there's a couple of slots out there. But we talked about one 5-star guy yesterday who loves Alabama, and then another guy we're going to talk about here in a second is from Alabama.
Well, that's the million-dollar question. I don't know. So far, this is a pretty stacked line as far as the recruiting is concerned. This is a stacked bunch just from these 3. I don't know. I would imagine you would take at least one more and then see what happens in the portal. You never know. See, that's what throws a monkey wrench into everything. This whole new world of the portal and all this other stuff. Who's going to enter the portal? Who would be the right fit? That's the monkey wrench and everything, because I guess traditionally you would take those 5 and you would have them in your back pocket. But who knows? I don't know. But they're on a hot streak. You are right about that. And with these 3, they're off to a killer start on the offensive line, which I love.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have it. Now, Ty Haywood, we talked about him yesterday from Denton, Texas, right? But he's really from Mississippi, and he's coveted by Texas A&M and Oklahoma. A lot of the experts are saying now that expect him to come to Alabama. He was in town. He's an Alabama fan from what some people were telling me too. So him and his mom. So maybe it's a great fit, a guy that was on the defensive line. They switched him to O-line, and it's been like a fish in water. 5-star recruit. Alabama doesn't have any 5-stars yet, so it would be a big pickup for them. Now, another guy we've spent a lot of time looking at is going to be in town this weekend from Pritchard down in the Mobile area. Viger High School is Micah DuBose.
Yeah, Micah DuBose, and I'll go back. A lot of folks are really barking about this whole tie thing, being a 5-star, and Bama. Even though we're on this roll, everybody wants more. It's like, where's the 5 stars at? Well, there you go. I think this guy's coming too. But as far as Micah DuBose, yeah, he's going to be, he's another one of those guys from Viger. They just lost their head coach, by the way. 6'5", 315, a big offensive tackle. And, he's one of those guys that's going to probably play on the next level. This guy is he plays basketball. He's at track and field. But he has the potential to be everything you want as a 4-star. And who knows? This guy may be even going to move up to a 5-star level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see. But he was committed to Georgia, then decommitted. And then LSU thinks that they're going to get DuBose, so we'll find out what happens there. Alabama, though, has made him a priority. When Kalen DeBoer took over, they don't want these type of players leaving the state. You just don't want that to happen. And when you remember when Shula was the head coach at Alabama, even going back further than that, LSU would come into the Mobile area. They'd get players. Tennessee would come into North Alabama and even South Alabama and take players. Georgia would come into the state and get players. Alabama was locked down by Nick Sabin, and it got bad with the Auburn guys too. We kept losing guys to Auburn. That's why it's so important you've got to get the guys that are the blue chip guys in your state. And the other part of it is that those guys understand what the Iron Bowl means. And that's no offense to the California connection, but I'm not originally from Alabama. When I got down here, I didn't know what it meant, and I was on the lacrosse team at Alabama, played one game, and then I got a feeling of what that game meant. Then I went to my first Iron Bowl in '96, and then it really dawned on me. Holy cow, this is different, right? So you need those guys from the state of Alabama that are going to be in there. They're going to be hungry to win that game, teach everybody else how to get it done.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And, of course, we've always talked about Mobile, that area being a hotbed of talent. This guy, Viger won the state championship back in 2021. He played primarily left tackle. Now, in college, they're looking at maybe a right tackle spot or guard role for him. But he's a kid that we're going to keep an eye on, and when he takes that visit coming up this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, another guy, and we mentioned him before. USC's got a problem right now. Justus Terry decommitted. He was, I would say, their biggest recruit, right? And you're talking about the number 2 linebacker in the country. He is a consensus 5-star out of Manchester, Georgia. Why would a guy from Georgia really want to go to USC in the first place, right? I guess that'd be, maybe out to California and all that stuff. But when you've got Alabama and Georgia winning national championships and volleying back and forth, on 3 and the publications are saying, hey, he decommitted to go to Georgia, but he is taking his Alabama visit this weekend, and another opportunity for this coaching staff to try to net a super elite blue chip player.
Yeah, this guy is one of the top interior defensive linemen in this recruiting cycle. And you're right, USC has a problem. This is a 5-star guy at 6'5", 275. Him and another 5-star defensive lineman decommitted in back-to-back days. Something's not right there. So, yeah, they've lost a couple of 5-stars, and they're coming back out. And Justus Terry, come on down, baby. We'd love to have that 5-star at Alabama. Gee whiz. Like I mentioned, 5-star and one of probably the top interior defensive lineman in the country.
Yeah, so we'll see. I said linebacker, I meant defensive lineman, but a guy that's so athletic that he could probably hybrid in that spot anyway. So he's so versatile, and this was someone that USC was really hoping to build their program around. And obviously, it's going to be tough to do that when you're not able to net the guys that you have, in the positions that they come to your school to play, and you hate to see that if you're USC, but for Alabama, get this guy on campus, see what it's all about. It's obviously going to cost you some money, probably top dollar, but these are the type of players that Georgia loves. They love those defensive linemen that can get after quarterbacks, but this is also what Alabama loves too. They like to have those guys that can get after quarterbacks as well. No one better than Will Anderson Jr., Dallas Turner. Maybe, Alabama's able to convince Justus Terry that Tuscaloosa would be a great place for him, and maybe getting an idea of what he would be doing in Tuscaloosa, the coaches he'd be playing for, would help out a lot. Now, this Georgia-Alabama rivalry, Brett, is one that doesn't need any more flames on the fire. But this is from the McElroy and Kublik show, quick clip of Jalen Milroe talking about what it was like in that SEC championship game.
I'm big on body language and looking in an opponent's eyes. They look defeated and they didn't want any more. And I knew that, our team knew it was going to be a 60-minute game, and Georgia didn't believe in that.
What?
I'm big on body language and looking in an opponent's eyes. They look defeated and they didn't want any more. And I knew that, our team knew it was going to be a 60-minute game, and Georgia didn't believe in that.
What? Sorry, you heard it there. He said that he could tell he's big in the body language. He could look into their eyes, and he could tell that Georgia didn't want no more. What do you think? I mean, are you worried about the bulletin board material with this? They play in the regular season. They've played in the postseason a lot. And just for the record, Georgia's beaten Alabama once in the last, 7 games?
Yeah.
So is this bulletin board material, is this going to be the thing that gets them over the top?
I don't know if it gets them over the top or not, but I'm a big believer in bulletin board material. And it is bulletin board material. At least if I was Kirby Smart, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he'll use it or not, but I definitely would, because that's a big matchup early in the season coming up, I don't know if I would have went on a radio show and said something like that, even though it's true.
Even though it is very true.
Even though it's very true, I wouldn't have said it.
Yeah. All right. Final thing is before we get to you and your takeover of the show, like you do every day. Yeah. We both. I'm going to tell you right now. Look, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm not a big watcher of ESPN Game Day anymore. I used to watch it, and I probably told you guys. I feel like it gets just too. It just goes too far away from college football, and I feel like there's just so much human interest stuff in there that it's not interesting anymore. It's like if you do it once in a while, it's great. But then if every week you got, all this stuff that's not related to football, I don't like it. And it doesn't feel like a fun atmosphere for me anymore. With that said, when Pat McAfee joined, I thought, you know what? This is exactly what they need. To me, I liked him, and the show's never going to be what it used to be because, guys get older, they leave, coach puts the hats on. It's really hard for him to communicate after a stroke. It's just the show really needed him. I thought he came in and he's played a great role, but he's not signing his contract right now to come back because he says he feels like that the college football crowd sometimes doesn't like him. He doesn't fit that crowd. And who knows? I got a feeling he's going to sign it. I don't think he's not going to sign it. I mean, it's too much money. But you and I both probably are about on the same page here when it comes to him. I think that he's one of the assets of the show, and I like him.
I like him a lot. I like him on the show. I think he brought probably the most entertainment value to the show the past year. And I'm going to be watching because of Sabin. But I think with the Sabin factor, and if they can get McAfee back on there, one guy that could really bring out the personality of Nick Saban, and I think it's very important on a show like this, and you know this, is bringing out Saban's personality, and that would be Pat McAfee.
Yeah. Well, he was on the show with McAfee last year.
He did the Pat McAfee show during the season last year, and I thought he was able to open Sabin up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I thought those segments were really good. Mm-hmm. You mix that almost that dryness of Sabin and that outrageousness of McAfee. And I think it really brings out the best in both of them, and would really bring out the personality and coach. So I think he'll end up signing it. He'd be crazy not to. As far as the money's concerned, I wouldn't give a damn who liked me or not, for that amount of money. But anyway, go up. That's my take on it.
Yeah, and you guys get in the comment section and tell me what you think. And I want to know what the people that don't like McAfee don't like about him, because I'm just curious. It's not that I'm judging. I felt like the show was definitely going downhill for the last, 5 years. I do. It's not that I hate it. It's just not like it used to be where I had to watch it. Like it's not
TV.
Yeah, right. I felt like for a while it was like right on the pulse of what I wanted. And then I just felt like it just became it became something that I just didn't like, where you could just tell that the TV executives effed it up. That's really what's happened. That you need to get more college football people in there and less TV executives that don't understand the college football crowd. And the closer you get to that, the better off you're going to be. I'll just leave it there. And trust me, from a guy that spent my whole life in this business as a pro, you got people that just don't know what they're doing in spots where they have too much influence. And when it comes down to putting together a product that people like, they don't want all that stuff. They just want a good show, right? Just kill it with the basics instead of making it something that you and then the commercials on top of that. Anyway, all right, Brett, you know what I mean. All right, so look, this show is always presented by Pearl River Resort. I appreciate Pearl River Resort for being part of this, and I ask you guys, if you're looking for somewhere to go, you want to get away, check out Pearl River Resort. I'm not telling you to take your entire paycheck, don't pay the bills, and go over there and think that you're going to win $1 million. I'm saying, look, it's fun. Put some money aside. It's a quick vacation, hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 hours from Birmingham and areas around that, and in the state of Alabama. It's in Philadelphia, Mississippi. So any of you guys from Mississippi, it's close by, but it's fun. You got the Timeout Sports Lounge, which is a Vegas style sports book. You can gamble legally. Put your money on Bama basketball to win the national championship on one of those type of bets, right? Table games and slots. You got the full casinos, Golden Moon and Silver Star. Yeah. And then Dancing Rabbit, which is the Augusta. You can play an amazing golf course, water park, spa, all that as well. Plus some great acts. Brett and I will be there for Boys to Men. And then the Big and Rich with Gretchen Wilson. You got Rodney Carrington that's going to be out there celebrating 30 years. So check those guys out. Give them your support. Now it is time for Brett Elmore right after this quick timeout. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
To Pearl River Resort. They call him Big Sexy, coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy, throwing out those Alabama thoughts, sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. It gives you the XPs, but Big Elmo is here to please. Big Sexy Elmo on the Bama Tailgate Show.
What Mick was trying to tell you about Pearl River Resort is squirrel your little money back, put some gas in that rock and roll Corolla, and head on to Pearl River. That's what he was trying to say. And I agree with him, because I'm going to put 20 on Bama. All right, today's June 20th. 2024. Brian Wilson, the singer-songwriter for the Beach Boys, 82 today.
Good Vibrations, I think, is the best Beach Boys song.
You like that one?
Yeah, the Beach Boys are. There's a little bit more complication to their music than just going out there and singing and at the beach with a volleyball or a beach ball. Kick back. I mean, and that song to me is just a really great tune. But they got a lot of them. Honestly, they're one of the all-time great bands. I don't know that they are top 5 great bands, but they're definitely top 10 all-time great American bands.
Definitely with a harmony, yes. John Goodman, 72 today.
Yeah, John Goodman. This is all the movies. Now he's skinny. I think he had the stomach thing, and he's the staple or whatever they do, and he's skinny. And I don't know. Like I see him, and I know it's him, but it just doesn't look like him. We've had years of the heavy John Goodman, and now the skinny John Goodman.
Of course,
he's
the Roseanne fame, and then
yeah, right. He reminds me of Al Roker. It's the same thing.
And probably my favorite role of his, he was in what? Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? He beat the hell out of those guys with the with the tree limb. I'm gonna tell you boys right now how it's gonna be.
Look, I'm gonna. You're wrong on this best role though. It was in Big Lebowski. His best role was in Big Lebowski. I'm right on this one. Yeah.
Nicole Kidman is 57 today. Few people know that she was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, not Australia.
Really? I didn't know that, but loved her in the Last Dance with Mary Jane video. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Great song. And that was kind of like when you're like one of those legends and then all of a sudden you just come back out of nowhere with another huge hit. It's like, man, I didn't know this guy was going to come back at us like this. Like Clint Eastwood with movies, like you turn around and you're like, man, The Unforgiven comes out. And then there's another movie that's really great. The guy's like 100. He's still putting out good movies. She was very, very good in that music video.
Nicole.
She is Mary Jane. She's Mary Jane.
And she's married to Keith Urban. I've met Keith Urban several times, so that means, coincidentally, when I've shaken his hand, I've actually touched Nicole Kidman.
There you go. You have.
Yeah, technically. Cyndi Lauper is 71 today.
So I had the video of Cyndi Lauper with Captain Lou Albano, right?
Yeah.
Who was a wrestling legend, and he was with Roddy Piper in Piper's Pit. Okay. And these videos pop up on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. And my son, he's a little guy. He's never seen, he hears the video and he's like, hey, let me see that. And turn him over. So Cyndi Lauper's over there. And it was because Girls Just Want to Have Fun was a huge hit. And they were in the music video, the wrestlers. Yeah. And so basically the skit was, they were telling her that the reason her music video was popular because of them and not her. Yeah. And they were being chauvinistic. And, next thing you know, she's like hitting him with her purse and stuff. It's pretty funny. But my son was looking at it. He thought it was funny too. And then I was going back and I've seen that video so many times. Great music video. And I think it was Girls Just Want to Have one of their videos. You know what? No, it was the one from the movie The Goonies.
Oh, what was that one?
You talk and I'll find it.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun was probably her biggest hit. And I think she's going on her farewell tour.
Is she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's going on her last tour.
Good enough. That's the video. Good enough.
Right, good enough. All right. Alabama's own Lionel Richie, 75 today.
Happy birthday, Lionel. Man, I'm such a big fan of Lionel Richie. I've always loved Lionel, Commodore's Lionel as a guy on American Idol, Lionel as a solo artist, Lionel hanging out with Kenny Rogers, and those guys being good buddies. He's just great. I mean, he's such a great representation of the state of Alabama, Tuskegee. And he's a treasure, man. I mean, and it was cool. Like we couldn't go. You had us tickets for Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire, but life got in the way of it. But man, I would have loved to have seen it. And he hadn't played in Alabama. He went years without playing in Alabama. It's great to have him back.
Yeah, and I had friends who went to the show, and they said it was just an incredible show.
Oh yeah,
incredible show. And finally, a guy that I've forgotten all about, and Bob Vila is 78 today. You remember Bob Vila?
Yeah. He was like a home improvement guy.
Yeah, he was like the Bob Ross of home improvements. But anyway, he's 78 today. Let's see what is happening as far as celebrations today. It is National Ice Cream Soda Day.
Love ice cream soda. I love ice cream. We talk about that a lot. But ice cream soda is even better than ice cream. Or root beer float, but any of it. Like I like Dr. Pepper because they've mixed up like Dr. Pepper with like flavors that you would get at the ice cream shop, and the vanilla strawberry one, I've got it at my house. I drink it a lot. So great day.
Today is National Vanilla Milkshake Day.
Yeah, that's you now. That's your alley.
Yeah, I love a vanilla milkshake. And that's what I'll be celebrating. I may celebrate that thing 5 times today. You just never know. And maybe 5 different locations around Jasper.
Yeah,
I'll be like, I'll have another milkshake. It's hot out, and plus it's National Vanilla Milkshake Day. Plain Yogurt Day. I could celebrate that, but I would rather celebrate National Vanilla Milkshake Day.
I like yogurt though.
Plain yogurt.
I like plain yogurt. I like it.
But it's like, if I have my choices, come on.
Yeah. Why would you put those 2 days together?
Yeah. And this is a good way. Oh, by the way, and I forgot all about this. Today is the first day of summer.
It is. Is it?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. It's the summer solstice today.
So I thought it was the 21st. It's the 19th, huh?
It's the 20th. Yeah. Today's the 20th.
Oh yeah, the 20th. Yeah, you're right. So it's the the longest day of the year is today, and that's when the summer starts. So some years it must be the 21st, and this year it's the 20th. Okay,
Yep,
sorry. I'm all over the place here. So I'm thinking 21st, 19th, right in the middle. Awesome.
Did
Happy summer.
Happy summer, everybody. And also, finally, National Seashell Day. I know you like the seashells because you live on the seashore.
Yeah, man. I do. And I always have. Just like except the hurricanes. Everything but the hurricanes. I do love the seashore, though. I just feel comfortable, man. When I see the seashore, when I see shells, man, it just makes me feel like I'm in a place I want to be.
I'm the same exact way. 1975, the movie Jaws opens up.
They've got to get more of these shark ships down here, because they only have one in the whole state of Alabama that basically thins out the shark herd.
Yeah.
And people are getting bit. You're seeing a lot more sharks. I noticed it, to be honest with you, a couple years when we were fishing. And I mean, there'd be just swells of sharks. I mean, it was crazy. Everywhere you would turn out there would be sharks. And I thought, man, there's not enough predators for sharks, and there's not enough fishing for the sharks. And so now people are even catching great white sharks, which were the sharks that were in the movie Jaws, in the Gulf, which is crazy to think about. But they're very important, but they're like deer. If you get too many of them, you're just running into them all the time, and that they go hungry. So you gotta thin that herd out. I think that's where we are right now in the state of Alabama, and I don't want anyone else getting bitten.
Don't dip your toes in there; them sharks might get them, Mick. Yeah. They'll come up and say, "Boy, look at them tasty toes. There's me."
He asked me if I'd rather get eaten by a shark or a bear. You've asked me that 4 times this week.
Yeah. I don't know. Just asking. I'd still take the bear, man. You're gonna let Jaws go ahead and eat you, but I'm gonna wrestle with the bear. Or maybe I can get away from him. I don't know. 1993, big day in NBA history. Chicago Bulls won their third straight championship. The first team to repeat since the 66 Celtics.
Yeah, look, and remember, I'm in Birmingham right now.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan played for the Barons, which people don't remember. And the Barons actually played at Rickwood on Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was part of the celebration of Willie Mays and the Negro Leagues. And so that's pretty cool. It's hard to believe that Michael Jordan left basketball, and then that was the only reason anybody else won a championship. And then he came back and he started winning more championships again. And who knows, if the Bulls owner would have just kept the team together, maybe they'd have won more. But I think he's the greatest of all times. I don't even think it's not even a debate to me. And I know people want to try to throw other guys in there and say, hey, LeBron or Kobe or this and that. They're great players too. Michael by far is the best. And if you didn't see him, you don't know. But we did see him. And when we saw the other guys, and he by far, he was the best. And it's not just what he did scoring. It was his defense. It was the way that he was competitive. It was the way that he made the other guys on the court as good as they could possibly be. He was special. And he was like the Babe Ruth. He was like the Willie Mays of basketball.
Yep. And that's a look at this day in history.
Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to check out Brett on WJLX Radio in Jasper, Walker County, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Check out the app, which you can download for free, and he'll definitely play you some great music and make you laugh in the morning. And the other thing I want to tell you guys about, too, is that as you pimp those man caves and you want them to look like the guy right there next to me, Big Sexy, you got Bama Tailgate. You get 25% off the classics, the greats, with that promo code right now, excluding the new releases. But 25% off is a great deal. NewLifeArt.com, promo code Bama Tailgate. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We will talk to you again tomorrow, and roll Tide.